Three, two, one. Hello and welcome back to Crypto Disco, the home of live trading and technical analysis. And in today's video, we could be taking a quick look at the Bitcoin charts and see where it's going to go and how can we profit in this massive trade going up or going down. Yes, guys, we could see a potential big, bad, and nasty bearish move to 10 grand. So from here, we're looking at approximately 40 to 45 plus trade to the downside, or quite possibly we could be making a nice 100x 100% gains in profit from going up. Now if you find that interesting, please stick around for the video. So let's roll the intro. Video. So in today's video, as you can see, we're checking out on the Bitcoin, and the way the current price stands, that we are roughly around about $16,500. However, I can see quite a few different moves coming up from the Bitcoin. As we can, okay, here it is. So we are kind of forming this trend line over here. Now, once we do break above this trend line, I can then see us literally just bouncing off. Come on. I can see us literally just bouncing off this area up here. If we were to get above this line, to touch this area, pull back to retest on the trend line before we head away back up to the blue zone, which is our area of interest, or at least our first profit targets. So that if that was to play out and we come back into this zone to get up to here, we're looking at approximately 9-10% gains to be had here, which is pretty decent considering if you're to leverage trade. Once again, be very careful when you're leverage trading. Now, another scenario would be, what if we do break up and clear this zone over here? Now, if that was to happen, guys, you can see that typically if we just skyrocket and we bypass this area to hit our next profit target, which should be around about $20,000 to $21,000, then there should always be a pullback, always kind of anticipate pullback movements. So that could be a nice confirmation to go in hard in your trade, or even as we are trading upwards from this zone to get back up to roughly around about 17 to 18k. Wait for the pullback, re-enter on the pullback, and hopefully we'll blast away back up to $20,000 to $21,000. Now, I do apologize for a bit of pause. I think I got quite a bit of indigestion. Really, I should be recording this video if that was the case, but you know, I'm just too much in love with the space, so I'm going to continue to make content. But let me not digress. So that's a move that we are looking at, which is pretty decent move considering whether we enter here or there. Now that's another scenario as well. What if we were to drop back down to retest this zone over here from where we are? If that was to happen, it's not the end of the world, guys, because we're still going to be within this area or this line here, which will give us a nice 5% move. It's not the biggest, but I wouldn't trade that. What I would do, and I perhaps will wait for us to retest in this zone here. Going to change the colors a little bit. I'll probably wait to see what happens in this price action there. If we do get out of this zone over here, I'm going to be waiting for a possible retest, as I mentioned, back to around about here. And what I mean by that is, if I pull out the arrow, just so you can just visualize what I'm thinking. or what I'm talking about, is if we do break out of it, we should be expecting some move like this and back down to here, then make our way, move back up to the top like so, into this zone right over here. Now that's what I mean by pullback. If you're new to trading or cryptocurrency in general and you don't know the lingo yet, the retrace, it just means coming back to where we've broken out from. So if we break out from here to go up, usually we expect a pullback to come back down around about here before we take off. It's just a simple price action move. If I was to bring out the, where is it now? If I was to bring out the brush, just to give you a quick little example what I mean, usually when a price goes up, change the colors. I mean, I don't know why the color is always in that. It's ridiculous. But anyway, let's say, for example, we are trending upwards. Obviously, we're not going to forever go up. There's always going to be a pullback. When we do pull back, it should be to an area of where we broke from. So let's say in this case scenario, if we do go up out of here, once we do eventually pull back, it'll be from the area which we're broken out from. So in this case here, it means we go up, we're broken past this level over here. We're then going to come back to retest this area with the trading, well, with the hope of us going back up and further and make a higher high. So just visualize. So that's a higher high, lower high, higher high. So once this happens, then we should be expecting again a pullback around about the previous higher high to retest this zone before we make a continual move to the upside. Now that is what I meant when I come down to the retracement or retest. Let me just delete all of these. No, actually, I'll keep it there. It's fine. So that would be this one case scenario. But on the bad case scenario, if we do break down out from this range, and the bottom here is approximately $15,454, then we should be expecting more pain to go back down to around about $10,000 Bitcoin, which is very possible. It is extremely possible that can happen, but we have to take all things to consideration. Firstly, if we break below here, we come back up to retest this zone there, then I could see that we could be making a move all the way back down to anywhere between 13, 11, 10K. But I think on the sentiments, yeah, it looks like we could be going back down to 10K if we do break out of this area. Hopefully that won't be the case, and we should be a bit more bullish in terms of us going back up and hopefully clearing all of this area as well. So let's say in a very, very, very bullish case scenario, we do break out at this point, we go up. Once we come into this blue zone over here, and if you look to your left, all you see is just a load of red candles. So that means there's nothing to hold us back. Once we do get into this area, I reckon we should be able to get all the way back up to the zone there. And once that happens, we could be looking at a further 20% move. And then once we do eventually break out of the 21,000K area, then we are literally going to blast away back up right to the top into this area over here, which is going to be approximately 30 to nearly $31,000, and that should start the bullish sentiment again. Excuse me. I'm not going to cut it out. That should bring us back into being a bullish sentiment, and hopefully it would pick up the rest of the market. So if you are holding any bags of altcoins, yeah, you should be seeing like a massive gain. So if I was you, I'll start loading up on your bags once we do bounce anywhere around this region over here on the 4-hourly charts. If we just quickly take a look at the daily chart as well. Now this would be great For the hodlers, just so you can see exactly what I mean by that, because when you zoom out and have like a wider perspective of the chart itself, you then be able to have more of an understanding and an idea where where the where the charts looks like, and most importantly, the direction of bias. Because as things stands at the minute, it's not very bullish, but on a lower time frame, you can see a lot of potential bullish um, things are happening within the chart. Or should I say the price action? Let's bring our way back down over here. My mouse is so much more better than my laptop. It is crazy. So this is our downward channel. For hodlers, I would say definitely start picking up more Bitcoin here. We could see more room move to the downside here, like roughly around about $14,327. Now, anywhere between here, I'll be loading up even more bags of BTC because that becomes super cheap. Only once we do break down and out of the channel, then I can see more bad news spells towards the cryptocurrency space. But on the flip note, once we do break out of this area over here, I could only be even more bullish for us to come back over here to roughly around about 21,000. Reason being, because once again, if we look to the left, all we see here is just red, so there's nothing holding us back here in terms of supply and demand apart from this area over here. So that's roughly around about $19,000. In between to here, it's going to be like a massive trading opportunities, but I'll be holding out for here depending on what happens within the space. And once we do eventually clear this area and go all the way to 24,000, then guys, this will be a massive move back up towards like 31, 32,000, and eventually back up again towards 40 plus. And before you know it, the sentiment within crypto space is going to be very bullish and we'll become back into the bull market. The bull cycle is literally around the corner. I'm very confident that I can see us literally getting back here maybe in the next few months. So I'll definitely be lining up a lot more over here. I think we're more bullish than we are bearish because, as you can see from the chart, we could literally form like a rounding bottom over here, coming back up to there before we blast away back up to the top. Now, if you find this useful and informative, please give me a like, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you'll be updated for more videos. Thank you and goodbye.